Thanks for staying tuned. Well, today's conversation centers on NNPC Limited's new financial report, a 5.4 trillion naira full-year profit, and its aggressive $60 billion investment plan aimed at increasing oil and gas production, completing critical pipeline projects, and driving Nigeria's energy transition. The problem is not the successes recorded, but the prospects and how this will all translate to real gains for the primary ground of commerce, which is the Niger Delta, in areas like environmental protection, infrastructure, jobs, and community participation. How would this impact the region that produced the most of the oil? To help unpack this implication, we now welcome our guest, Pst Samuel Okpokowuruk, oil and gas expert. Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Pastor.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Pastor. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Well, we'll try as much as possible to squeeze as much as we can from you from this development. NNPCL announcing a 5.4 trillion naira profit in 2024. First impression you had when you got this information, how did you appraise it, especially in relation to the Niger Delta region?
Well, this announcement actually, it would be in a normal scenario, would be a very welcome development. It would be exhilarating. It would be something that would make the region rejoice. Why I'm saying in a normal circumstance? Because Nigeria is not normal. Things don't run normally in Nigeria. With this result, we would look forward to a boost, an explosion in investments. Right now the gas structure is what is actually driving things. Oil is gradually, going down, but the gas structure in Nigeria, in the Niger Delta, would have been quadrupled, and then the states within the region would probably begin to transition from fossil fuel to gas and so on. I mean, it's humongous. It's something that everybody should clap. But what I don't know is if we will really be able to clap the way Nigeria goes.
Well, it also points out $60 billion prospects that it hopes that injecting into the oil sector. You think that this is a roadmap that is going to re-engineer the hopes that we hope to see in the Niger Delta region in the coming years?
The problem is that we've always had roadmaps. There have never been a scarcity of roadmaps. But sometimes these maps now lead us into the oceans, into ravines, into very frustrating situations. Right now, you're talking of roadmap. Even with the one they have stolen and left for us, if it was properly invested, the Niger Delta would not have been like this.
How is the Niger Delta?
People still don't have food to eat. People still live in shacks. People still live in thatch houses. Go to the riverine areas. There are people that don't have clean water to drink.
We have money actually, and given to host communities. You have
that's right.
For host communities.
I lived in Port Harcourt since 2005. I left 2018, and there's an area called Ilu Abuchi. They still go to toilet and it drops into water, and yet, so that is why there's some level of pessimism when it comes to money is coming like this. We take loans in this country and we don't ever see what happens to the loans. So what do you think is going to happen to this money? You think it's going to be different? Except something happens. Except there's a change. There's a switch somewhere. Otherwise, watch out. Take note of today's talk that this money that you are seeing, 5.4 trillion profit, 60 billion being injected into the system, you might not find it.
All right. What are the key drivers behind these earnings? The NNPC budget also listed out the key drivers behind these earnings. Could you be that?
Well, I would say that this actually gives us some level of hope that somebody has come and and maybe he's doing some things right. In spite of the fact that over 400,000 barrels of oil is still being stolen, you know, it's been drastically reduced. But for us to have this kind of profit, if it's not on paper, because I said Nigeria is not normal. Nigeria is not normal. So it's possible that this could also just be on paper.
You feel everything must be subjected to scrutiny now?
Definitely. Definitely. It could just be on paper. It could just be another, you know, scam. Nigeria, you know, a lot of things that happen here is a scam.
So how did we get here where
How did we
it's
get
difficult
here?
to
Yeah.
really trust what the government says? Or
Because the several governments over time have proven that they cannot be trusted. Now, listen, gentlemen and lady. We are in a country where your child gets an admission to the university, and the next thing you are doing is looking for how to take your child out of the country, because ASU is going to strike even before the university starts. What kind of a country is that? Is that the country you're going to trust your things into? So that's why I have a look. This could have been a news that we would have celebrated. We would have popped champagne for those who drink champagne.
But you're actually happy that there is hope with the new management of the NNPCL.
Yeah.
The reforms is carrying out, and
I agree.
Results.
But when the new management brings this money, who manages this money? I and you, we have seen on paper, customs will bring billions of naira in a quarter, and then we'll go out to borrow. What happened to the money that we brought in? These are things that a normal human being should begin to think that, know that something is fundamentally wrong with this country.
Well, there was also in that report by the NNPCL an indication that it would reach 2 million barrels per day in 2027, and also a hope of getting to 3 million barrels per day by 2030. You think that this, if we were to go by these indicators, it is going to be something worthwhile? Is it achievable?
It's achievable. Oh, it's achievable. You remember in one of our discussions here, I had said that if things were done right, you know, I brought up the fact that Saudi Arabia has I'm forgetting. It's like a hub that controls everything, that you can see every drop of oil. That meant efficiency. So if we are having this level of improvement in drilling, in export, that means it's actually going to bring a lot of trust and confidence from investors to possibly come back to Nigeria. This is good news, I tell you. All I'm talking about, you know, the other part is that where will this money go to? But as for the NNPC now, I think we should give kudos to the management who have right now brought this dimension that we would never. In fact, if you compare when Melekere, that armed robber left, I'm telling you.
Well.
Yes. No. I know you. You know, NBC don't punish them. I'm the one saying it. You can come for me, but I'm telling you that a country where we lost that kind of money, and they have, since he left, there have been things that have come out. The humongous amount of money that was gone. Okay, so NBC, you can't punish ADBN because of what I said, but this is the truth. It's on the public domain that so much money was lost. So if we can have such shift from when that fellow left to where we are now,
Right, what does it mean for the common man in the street? Because I'm interested in the Naira and Kobo. How does it affect us in the street?
This is where I have a problem. Okay. Will this simmer down? Will this slow down to the common man? We have a local content body. I'll tell you my experience. I held five franchises in this country. One of those franchises I held in the whole of Africa. That's Alemite. But you know what? let me not mention the names. I was registered in some of the majors, but I was never given an opportunity to bid. Why? Because I didn't know how to go and sit down and negotiate with the staff of this company and people to, for whatever. Because I believe that I'm qualified. So they would go to the US to buy, and the US will refer them. So you know what they did? They now decided to buy in the US as if they are buying for the US. Do you now understand? If they indicated they will bring it to Nigeria, they wouldn't sell to them. So they will buy, like somebody would stay in Boston and said he's buying for Texas. And he will ship it to Texas.
Just to clear that Nigeria.
That's right. And then he will now ship it from Texas to Nigeria. And they will still using this equipment. So this is the problem, that even the local content issue was sabotaged. So if Mr. President can find people down the line that can behave like the MD of NNPCL, honestly, we must commend that man. And to bring out the kind of results we have, it will go down to the common man.
All right, Pastor, I'd like to take your parting shot now, and I'd like you to give some insights to how this profit came to be. We know that the president had put an end to fuel subsidy. We also know that we've seen considerable improvement when we talk about pipeline vandalism and all of that in the region. You think all of these contributed to? Very well, very well. You see, the fact that
more than half, even now, whatever we have as statistics, you cannot really rely on it. There's still a lot of oil being stolen, but I'll tell you that for what has happened now is very encouraging. I'm sure if more effort is put, more theft could be.
What are those areas that efforts can be channeled, more energy can be channeled towards more yield in the sector?
That's what I'm saying. If one of them is a lot of Nigerians could do what the oil companies were doing, the foreign oil companies were doing, is to now, for example, Mobil had been bought over by Seplat, and I can assure you that from what I have learned so far in the industry, Seplat is living up to its billing. Right now, it is living up to its billing. So if you can get those companies and NNPCL to now improve on what it has done now, because I can tell you that a lot of loopholes have been plugged. A lot of loopholes have been plugged, which has led to what we have now. And there have been a lot of, they've stemmed a lot of theft.
Okay.
There was so much stealing. So if this is, maybe Mr. President gets some other people in other areas within the system to, I'm sure he must have investigated this man. But the sad part is that we heard of a minister that had to resign because how did he get there when DSS we're supposed to have checked these people. So, but however he got this man, what I would say is that Mr. President should look for people like this, and they are.
All right.
They are. This would actually help us.
Pure technocrat.
Yes.
All right.
Go beyond where we are today. Nigeria can even exceed the 2 billion barrels.
Okay. To 3 billion, which is of course what the projected.
Yes, we can. No, we can.
2030.
We can.
Thank you very much, oil and gas expert Pst Samuel Okpokowuruk, for speaking to us on this issue. And we're hoping that the projections come to be and the prophecies will manifest at least, and also really hoping that it translates to benefits for the common man on the streets. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll take a quick break there and return with the next focus of the day. So stay tuned.